All right, we're back, guys. Again, I'm Magus here with Hans.
What's up?
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah, thanks for everybody being patient with me. I'm still a little crusty on commentary. I haven't done this in a while, but like I said earlier, I'm trying to help out the team here. And
it's been a while.
This is going to be a long tournament. We have over 1,000 players in the first premier event of the Capcom Pro Tour, so it's going to be some long days ahead of us. I think we're probably going to go till probably midnight tonight,
Absolutely.
and then we're going to start at 10 a.m. tomorrow until finish. So.
And we're doing 128 tomorrow.
Yeah, so
it's no top 8 nonsense. We're doing 128 tomorrow. Not every match, but we're doing 128.
Yeah, so
that just blows my mind.
Yeah, so anyway, thanks for tuning in. The one thing I'll say is we're trying our best to explain the game and all the different situations. We're still learning too. So if something we say is not correct or whatever, send us a tweet at Hans at Magus1234. We'll try to correct it as time goes on. But everybody's learning. I work at Capcom, and I've been playing this game a lot, but since it's come out, I've learned so much from the players who've really dug in and learned it. So, but anyway, coming up next, we actually have K-Brad versus Gas Station Hobo. So, very familiar with K-Brad.
Yeah, not Mr. Hobo, but yeah. We'll see. I mean, I don't know where this is in the bracket necessarily. K-Brad has been putting in work in this game. I always, when K-Brad was playing SF4, I always thought he was going to be a great SF4 player. He turned out to be a great one.
Yep.
And he has a really good work ethic. And, when he came into SF5, he wasn't sure if he liked the game or not. But he knew he was going to, play the game with people. So he put in the work, and he has been putting in the work for a long time. So, and this is what you got to do with new games. A lot of old players who get good at a game, they kind of stop putting in that work they initially put in on the first game they get really good with, and just kind of think their skill can carry over.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was that way with Street Fighter 4, right? I put a ton of work into Third Strike, and I played that game religiously, right? And then coming into Street Fighter 4, I didn't really have that same work ethic, and it showed. I wasn't doing as well as at tournaments and things like that. But I'm not going to expect that from K-Brad. He's really popular in the scene, really visible player, and I know he wants to try to stay on top. No matter what it takes. So. But yeah, it's kind of funny. He was before the game was coming out, it was still kind of early. He was like, "Yeah, Ultra Street Fighter 4, that's the game." He had a bunch of people around him like, "Yeah, that's right." And then the game comes out, and there's one dude like, "Yeah, that's right." So everybody else is like, "All right, man, could just come play some 5, dude."
Oh man, that's too good.
Yeah,
and he's sticking with his girl, Cammy. He really loves that girl.
Yeah, it's interesting to see players who stick with the same character game after game. For me, I typically get my wires crossed, and it's hard for me to get the setups that I need to do, because I get it confused with previous games. But some players, that's not the case, and K-Brad's one of them. So, and then Gas Station Hobo here playing Nikali. We've seen some pretty phenomenal Nikali play so far this morning. So
yeah, seen a lot of good Nikalis. Right now we're seeing K-Brad with 2 good punishes on the Nikali. Understands the matchup, I'm sure he does. Using that crouch strong. Back strong right there to set something up. And with a big life lead, he doesn't need to take any risks. Just gets a jab, interrupt right there, converts it, gets the throw.
Yeah, both these characters have some amazing normals that you use in neutral. Both of them have, again, invincible reversals. So both players gonna have to be careful when they get the knockdown. So.
Yeah, and those characters are just gonna naturally be popular characters with invincible reversals. People don't like to feel like they have to rely on their defense because, I mean, honestly, most Street Fighter players don't have that great a defense. They just don't. And SF4 didn't really teach them that. So it's, you have to kind of relearn defense from every fighting game from the ground up. And it's better to just have a DP and to make people scared about pressuring you.
Yep. And so far, K-Brad doing really well for himself. This entire round, he's mostly kept Gas Station Hobo in the corner. Activates V trigger.
He's gonna have to raw activate. He's gonna have to hit him hard.
He's gonna basically have to do 1 or 2 combos, and then one of those is gonna have a super to have a chance here. So,
yeah, I agree.
Or a critical art, excuse me.
But K-Brad's sitting pretty. He's not really going to take that many risks. You could tell he's not even moving into that crouching medium kick range and just trying to bait it out. Slips in, gets that throw. Very clean, methodical play from K-Brad.
And he's looking better each time. I mean, you can say that for any player with a new game, but K-Brad, he's looking super clean now. So
yeah,
getting a lot more comfortable with the game mechanics, and then
yeah, I think he's come around to the game and starting to like it. All right, no confirm right there. A lot of players can confirm her crouching medium kick into spiral arrow, so it is possible.
And I think K-Brad is going to be one of the players to do that. He had amazing reactions in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, it just takes time, and you need to realize you could actually do it. Good hit confirm right there on the counter hit strong.
Yep, carries him to the corner again, and getting some great damage. Almost stunned, and there it is. So
he did a really good job and used the strongest button he could after baiting that throw. Take a few steps back, let him hang themselves, stand fierce, punish.
And that's something what we call the shimmy here in the scene that we see a ton of in this game. Is
try not to, but yeah.
yeah. You kind of get in that range of a throw, back up a little bit, hit him with a normal, and you get some great damage. So
yeah, it's really powerful, especially right now when a lot of people have those old Street Fighter 4 habits of crouch teching, and it's just really easy to bait people out of that. I mean, it's been so long that in Street Fighter, when you're point blank, you go for a throw. That's just drilled into people's minds.
Yeah, so we saw two crazy punishes there. He punished the command grab, and then he also punished the wake up uppercut, and then got the stun, and now it's a wrap. So that was extremely very quick.
I couldn't even finish my sentence, and he just mauled that guy. The damage and stun in this game is so high. It really, really teaches you, like, don't be crazy. Chill sometimes.
Yeah, I was watching Daigo's stream last night, and one of the things that he said that's really important is just, pay attention to the stun gauge and try to push him to the corner. That should be, one of your primary objectives in this game. He said that, generally if you get the stun, you're mostly going to win the round for the most part in most cases. So, a lot of times it's, again, we were talking about this a little earlier, it's easy to get wrapped up in combos and, some of the flashy stuff. But a lot of times you want to kind of zoom out a little bit and just think about your overall strategy and try to stick to that and not get too rattled by hits and stuff. Play good defense and then always try to, push them to the corner, even if it takes a little while, little by little, get them there. And then, keep an eye on their stun gauge too. And your own, especially.
I mean, there is tools to manage that as well. V reversals do negate about like 20% of your stun.
Yep.
And obviously a lot of them get you a knockdown or reverse the pressure, so that's even more time that your stun's kind of, falling down. So there's a lot of tools there, and, on one end, you may think it's a little powerful that V reversals do that. Like, they're spending, a 1 V bar, and they're ruining my chance to stun them, and I'm getting knocked down. And that may seem a little powerful at first, but you have to understand what you're sacrificing, which is in a lot of characters, toolbox, one of their most important.
The V trigger.
Exactly. One of the most important skills, which is their V trigger. So you're either delaying it or stopping the opportunity to even get it.
Cool.
Okay, so looks like up next, we have Maryland's Unknown.
And VDLR Bates.
Okay.
And one of the great things I've loved about Street Fighter V, something that was like super unexpected when the game came out, is we've seen a ton of Marvel players jump into the game.
Yeah.
Like Moons, I think, is probably the biggest example, right? He's been doing great for himself, but I've also seen. Here we have Unknown. We had Flux, right? Exactly. So
Champ was actually originally a Marvel 2 player, and he transitioned over to Street Fighter 4 and then had great success. So same with Krizzle and a lot of players.
I just love seeing that. Players from all different games. We've seen Sonic Fox pick up the game and things like that. So I just love that all these different players from all these different games have gravitated towards 5 and watching their mentality and how they approach the game has been like super interesting to me.
It always very very different. You could tell too when you watch one of them play. You're like, you're not normally a Street Fighter player, are you?
Yeah.
Even though they're extremely good, you can tell there's just some other influences there affecting the way they play.
Yeah.
And I mean, this game is simple enough that anybody could pick it up. It's just like if you play fighting games, if you play anything competitive in your life, if you've ever played an FPS and you shot other people in video games, like it's easy to pick up a game and understand the mentality. It's very easy to be like, okay, this is what I need to do to win. Well, and it's not so execution heavy as like some of the older SFs have been.
And that's, we've been really harping on that a lot, during the broadcast today. The execution barrier is a little lower, so it's easier to jump in and kind of get your bearings with a character. And it's great because you can just focus on strategy now. If you find the strategy that works for you or for a certain matchup, you can just really stick to that and worry less about one-frame links and crazy stuff like that. And not that there isn't difficult stuff that exists in the game; it's still there. But again, it really just boils down to your strategy. So. Anyway, Unknown, we got another Cami player, and VLDR Bates, another Nikali. So,
a lot of Nikalis and Camis. They've been Nikali, Cami, and Bison. I think we've been seeing a lot of those, and Nash, I guess. So those 4 have been represented very frequently,
yeah,
and
quite a bit.
which is weird because we're not seeing, you know, a lot of Chun-Li's and Sims and Vegas.
Characters that a lot of people were saying that would probably dominate this tournament. But we'll see. It's still early. Again, there's over 1,000 players, so I'm sure we'll see the entire cast over the entire weekend. So, but Bates, you know, doing a pretty good job. Wasn't able to completely get all the damage he wanted off of that.
Yeah, Jahi fishing for that activate, got it on the crouching fierce, got him in a corner, throw, round over, and now he's going to go into the next round with a super too. That's always a great feeling.
Yeah.
Round 2.
And yeah, Kemi's just going to be, you know, superior on the ground, so Nikali's going to have to get tricky. Fishing with that roundhouse is going to be pretty good, but I think Kemi's going to be able to punish that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Again, you know, Nikali has a great tool set in terms of normals. You know, that stand roundhouse is great. His stand jab, stand medium punch, everything. So
they are good. I always find that if you just kind of bait him, though, it's a lot easier as opposed to trying to see. If you're trying to push your normals off onto Nikali, it makes it easy for him to hit his buttons because that's what they're kind of designed to do. They're kind of designed to, like, prevent him from getting hit and setting up counters, you know? But if you let him attack first and try to retaliate, it's actually a lot easier.
Oh my gosh, that was like 3 in a row. Give some man grabs. Great stuff.
Eating those feet. Oh, man.
All right, so, yeah.
That was a good DP, too. He did not let him set up a cross-up.
There's some great reads that, you know, I don't know if I necessarily agree with him backing up there. You know, it was working for him. But
man, Unknown is really liking that standing roundhouse. He's eating like 5 of them. Here we go. All right, yep, I agree with that. Just do it. Get a lot of damage on the table and hope that you could just, you know, clean it out from here. Wow, that was ballsy. Gets it anyways. What's he got? Ooh, baited the throw, didn't punish correctly.
Oh, uppercut. There we go. We saw it again. Again,
I
think Haitani did that a little earlier. He activated V-trigger when he saw him jump. Gave him a little time to react and make sure that the distance was right and got him with the uppercut. So, that was good stuff.
Unknown's no stranger to that. Marvel players used to do that a lot with X Factor on the come-in.
Yeah, that's true.
Just activate, see what's going on, so you could kind of get your state of mindset.
Yep.
All right, looks like no. I don't think Unknown plays any other characters, so I think he's just. Maybe he does. Nope.
Just need a breather.
Yeah. Okay. That's the thing when you play a kind of straightforward character, though, is when you lose, it can be difficult to pinpoint why you lost and to make corrections because your character is so straightforward. It's like when you're usually playing, you know, their game plan correctly, or you know, you're hitting the right buttons, but you're still losing. So it's really hard to kind of adapt on the fly and be like, okay, this is what I need to do to win, instead of just play better. You know more. Those are just really what it ends up being about. Ooh, good combo right there. Not scared to just do an EX command grab. What's he got?
So again, deja vu here. This is very similar to that previous round. He's getting a ton of command grabs.
Oh, man.
Yeah, really great performance from Bates here.
Yeah, he's doing really good on the pressure. Seems like he's snapped out of it, too, from the first round or two where he's been, now he's just going in. He smells blood.
Yep. And, you know, I think Unknown got a little rattled, and I think the exact point was when he got hit by those, like, 3 standing roundhouses in a row. But, you know, he's pulling together now. He's got the corner, got the stun.
He got a little cocky and paid for it.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. I think Unknown, he was... he had that early lead, that first round. He's like, okay, this is going to be pretty free for me. But Bates says, no, slow down for a little bit. But we got a match now. So.
This happens. This is what happens when you start to feel confident. You start disrespecting your opponent, and your opponent's no slouch. They just didn't have a good read on you or something, you know, and it could just turn around really quickly, especially in this game with the amount of damage and stun things do. I mean, look at the stun on this. Oh, it goes for the reset. Wow. And look at that, 1 hit away from being stunned now.
Again, he backed off a little bit. I guess maybe he's looking for that.
Looking for the DP, yeah, for sure. Oh, Jahi's hitting buttons. Good job. He effectively negated the stun there, which is what he wanted to do. Now it's his turn. Baited that throw. No DP right there. Good trade, though. He'll take it. Oh, big punishes.
Oh, no, he missed
another
it.
one? No super or anything. Okay. No activate, no super. Gets a throw, though. What's he got? Oh. Ooh, bunch of loose hits. Jahi hits his stick like, let's go. But that was very messy.
Yeah, that was Bates was basically one uppercut away from winning that, and Cammy, she jumped in the corner. I think that would have been a good opportunity. I don't know, maybe he was wondering about the angle. Nikali does move forward a little bit, so
the angle was weird, especially when he came down with that dive kick and V-trigger. It hit like one time, and then she landed in the corner. That was really strange. So
we'll see. It's last game here.
Whoa, stand strong right there for the trade or for the anti-air. Good job getting out of the corner right there by VLDR.
So he mixed it up a little bit. He's been going for a lot of command grabs, and instead he went for the standing medium kicks.
Man, that is not where you wanted to make a very simple mistake. Okay, still got it though. Here we go.
Ooh. Wow, 2 in a row. They never expect 2 in a row.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like 2 in a row, then go low, and it hits every time.
Yeah,
guaranteed. Just whoa, yeah.
It's not a combo, but it's guaranteed.
Might as well be.
Yeah.
All right, using that V skill now. All right, so you can tell they're both playing a little more. Ooh, he's using that overhead. That's punishable. Unknown looked like he is a little skeptical if he could actually punish it. Just kind of prodding him with that stand jab. Here we go, cornering him. Stand jab is the anti-air right there by Nikali. Ooh, bad V skill. Get the punish. Big damage right here. Oh no!
That sucks.
That's huge, but no punish happened right there, so he's still in the game. I see a Crouch Pierce activated by Jahu pretty soon.
And you have to give credit to both players. They've actually done a really great job of just not doing errant DPs. I mean, that was one of the first we saw get punished. Great combo from Bates.
Good throw tech right there.
You can lock it up right here.
So scary right now.
Yeah.
Oh, got the hit, but no combo follow-up. Here we go.
You could have just uppercutted right there and ended it, but...
Gotta watch out for that V skill. That's why it's so dangerous.
He's so fast in V-trigger.
He's so fast, and then you want to stick out random buttons to hit him, but that V skill can hit you. So it's just a really weird situation. Very scary to be in. You can see Jahi's just like, oh man, give me something, please. There's that V skill again. Just huge radius that he gets. Oh, dash forward overhead.
Great stuff. Wow.
Good match. Good match.
And Bates, he's a player I'm not really familiar with, but you can tell he's been putting in the work with Nikali. He had a lot of great combos. He really understood the mix-up game. It was the game you were talking about a little earlier off that stand light kick. He was mixing up between the command grab and,
so dangerous.
and also that medium kick. So you knew he was really familiar with Nikali's tool set, and it showed.
Yeah, it's so dangerous once you put it all together, like you see right there at the end. Using the counter hits, the command grabs, activates, the V skill, throwing it in there. It really just becomes so scary, especially when he's actually in V-trigger. Nikali is an animal.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. And I mean, it's unfortunate. I think for Unknown, it really just came down to like a few missed combos. He had that missed combo where he missed the super basically, and burned all his meter, and that was pretty tough. So he just had a few situations where he messed up, and it cost him. And And something we just launched is the Capcom Pro Tour store on Amazon.com. We have our new line of Capcom Pro Tour T-shirts with Capcom Pro Tour logos. So pick it up, and it supports the tour. All the funds we receive off the tour. Whether it's T-shirts or those of you who subscribe to the channel, that all gets pumped back into the tour and helps us. Basically employ guys like Hanzo Gonzo and Chris Segley and things like that. So every little bit of support helps us out a lot. It's actually a lot to kind of keep a tour like this going throughout the entire year. And so when you guys subscribe to us or buy T-shirts, again, it just helps us keep things going. So check out the shirt. We're gonna have new designs coming in the future. So you can just bookmark that Amazon.com/Capcom Pro Tour site, and hopefully get some more shirts up there soon. But in the meantime, check it out. And
there you go. Buy a shirt or Hanzo loses his job.
Yeah, basically. So
both are tempting though. I think I'll buy a shirt, man.
Yeah. But yeah, just launched. I want one too. I haven't got any samples yet. So anyway, this is going to be interesting match.
Yep.
Actually not
Mr. Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Alex Valle. Oh man, Ryu is so good in this game. And I'm sure a lot of people saw last night with Tokido playing Ryu, but anybody who's watched Alex play, I mean, Alex streams all the time, and his Ryu is crazy. It's so good. And you could tell, like, he's really trying to play this Ryu. He's not, like, being lazy and just like, I know how to play Ryu. He's sitting in the lab trying out stuff. He's using parries. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, and as a Laura player myself, I don't think this match is impossible or anything, but I do think it's pretty tough. He does have the invincible uppercuts. So you can't just go as wild as you can versus some other characters. And Ryu, he hits like a Mack truck, so
he hits so hard.
You gotta be really careful. Oh,
nice parry right there.
Trying to get a little flashy. Nice V-trigger activation off the target combo. Does some pretty optimal damage there. Let's look for the crush counter off that stand roundhouse.
And yeah, and defensively, Laura's going to have a tough time dealing with these fireballs. She does have an EX. Ooh, she does have an EX shoulder, which goes through one or two hits, I believe.
I think it's just pretty sure it's just one.
It's
hit.
just one, so an EX fireball will blow that up. There is some weird stuff that happens. Like some EX fireballs, you could trade and combo after if you use EX shoulder. Yeah, so or EX dash that right there.
Bolt.
Ooh, missed the Anya right there. Alex with big combo dash up. Ooh, got another one. No finish right there though. Both just kind of prodding around in neutral right here. Alex trying to figure out what this guy's doing. Ooh, EX. That move is very punishable, so he had to put Alex on a big read right there. All right. Playing a little crazy Laura, but it works. Like you said, you know, sometimes you have to do this.
Well, he's doing a great job of sticking to Vi, right? He's not like going full screen where Vi, you know, can kind of control the match. He's doing a great job of staying in, you know, and that's where Laura shines. So he's got the life lead. Let's see if he can hold on to it.
And she has a very deceptive jump. Her jump medium kick or whatever it is goes so far.
Great cross up, and it's a great air to air. So
here we go, meaty situation. Alex blocks.
Yeah, and he knows the setups. You know, off that I think it's the punch follow up off the bolt. You can do a stand fierce and, you know, crush counter if they hit a button.
Right.
You know, sometimes you get hit meaty.
But you got to mix it up because that stand fierce, I don't think you retain an advantage after it. So it's just one of her tools, but you know, you got to mix it up. There we go. Goes for fishing for a crush counter right there.
Yeah, really smart.
Got the command grab.
Yeah,
goes for it again.
Goes for the meaty, and pretty good control here. Has Vi in the corner.
Yeah, this is pretty good for Laura. Ooh, and just eats that stiff right hand.
The stand fierce with Ryu is actually one of his best normals, and I don't think a lot of people know that. It recovers extremely quick. You know, goes into his target combo. Has you know, great range, great hitbox. It's just one of those moves I think, you know, kind of goes under the radar sometimes.
And it just looks dope. Like when you crack him with that right hand, you know, it's like chill. You need to chill.
Oh wow, and Vi gets the stun, and you know, Uli, I assume it's Uli. You know, I think he did pretty well, all things considered. I mean, he's, yeah, again, fighting against Mr. Street Fighter himself, and you know,
Ryu, the character. So it's just, yeah, it's hard. I mean, every grappler I've played versus Ryu is hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it's tough because you want to get things rolling, but you always have to kind of have to second guess yourself sometimes because of that uppercut.
You got to second guess. Also, the fireball as a poke in this game is incredibly strong. Yep. So it's just, and stand strong right there. That you see Alex, he's going to be fishing for it in mid-range a lot. It stuffs a lot of pokes. So Ryu's just got a great toolbox in this game. Nails it. Got a sweep on that counter hit. That's pretty good. Boom, goes right into target combo. Got him cornered now. Alex just muscling in too. EX right there, didn't like where it was going. Now EX fireball's always great. Okay, good read.
See the fault? Yeah, goes for the fierce skin, V-trigger.
Yeah, tries to buy another turn with that V-trigger. That's what it's good for. Whoa. So that wasn't punishable. That was interesting.
Yeah, and he stepped just out of throw range. That's, again, what we call the shimmy here.
Yep.
Just out of throw range, walked back in and threw her throw, which...
Which is just Alex being a soldier. He knew the range really well, and that's exactly what he was going for. He did that again.
And yeah, Uli, you know, you can tell he knows how to play Laura. Like, you can tell he's Laura main. He's doing all the right stuff. It's just kind of a little bit of a rough matchup, and you know, Vi has the answers. So let's see if you can pull it back here.
Yeah, I mean, you could have every setup in the book down by heart, but you know, you need a Ryu right hand.
Yeah.
that all goes out the window. Playing and utilizing those setups and stuff like that is vastly different than knowing them in training mode.
All right, here we go. Let's see if you can get another round. Oh my gosh. Man. Oh, nice.
Oh, good punish.
Great presence of mind just to use a super. A lot of times when someone whiffs a big move like uppercut, you're thinking, what's some like crazy combo I can do? You know, something that's like really difficult and crazy. And a lot of times just super on it, you know?
Well, especially with Laura.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she can't combo it, correct?
No, she can combo.
She can. Okay, yeah, she can. So it's just like Armika and Zangief for
instead of
combo.
Instead of trying, you know, panicking on like what combo you should do, what punish. You know,
just get that damage.
Just get the damage.
Yeah, just get that win. Get that win. You're in it. Here we go. Alex is sitting on a full meter though. He got a super himself. Ooh, doesn't go for it. Goes for a reset of sorts. Ooh, nice knee right there to stuff his pressure. She's sitting on V-trigger, so she could sneak in a few turns here. Ooh, she gets an opportunity.
That could have been the match. Oh man.
And Alex.
Yeah, and nothing fancy there. You know what I mean?
Throws are going to be really good versus grapplers because none of the grapplers have reversals, invincible reversals. So you could kind of, you can kind of bully them with throws.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Luis Laura. Hopefully we get to see him again. But yeah, he had all the meaty setups, like I was saying. He had some great combos. It was just he was just playing against Alex Vi. What can you do
about that, man? Everybody got to get beat up by Alex.
Yeah.
It's just that's Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. If you play in tournaments long enough, you're gonna run into Vi and you're gonna get punched in the face. It just happens. So, but good stuff from both players. Vi, again, as you were saying earlier, phenomenal Ryu player. He's been a Ryu player pretty much, all his life.
Since SF2.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see.
Actually, I think he played Ken in SF2. It was
really?
Alpha 2 that he started playing Ryu, if I remember correctly.
So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see how his SF5 Ryu develops, throughout the course of the Pro Tour this year. And, as players learn more about the game and more about their characters.
Yeah.
And definitely the Ryu you want to keep your eye on for sure. So.
Ryu is held in pretty high regard by Japanese players.
Oh yeah, Tokido.
Not so much by the American players, but the few Japanese players that have talked about.
Yeah, Bonchan was playing Ryu, had a great Ryu, but in any event, we have Belko versus Jay Caesar, I think, and. Sorry, guys, I'm not really too familiar with both these players, which give you some insight on where they're from and their play styles, but I don't know. But
I don't know.
They're both picking very solid characters. Chun-Li, regarded as one of the better characters in this game.
Yeah, she's great, man. Really good character, fun to use. Feels a lot like a Third Strike Chun-Li, with some new bells and whistles.
Yeah, I mean, we have to be careful saying that, though, because, Third Strike Chun-Li was just sort of in a, maybe they're just doing a butt check here.
I think, I agree. Third Strike Chun-Li was in her own dimension. She was so good. And that's not what I'm meaning when I say she feels like Third Strike Chun-Li. I mean that her actual move set and her tools feel like they were in Third Strike, not her placing in this game.
Yeah, they're just bound. I mean, her moveset, she has a ton of great pokes. It's just balanced really well with the rest of the cast. And you have to put in a lot of work with Chun-Li in this game to really get max damage, and I think more so than a lot of other characters. Her instant air legs. I know there's some optimal charge combos with a spinning bird kick and things like that. So
some weird combos.
Takes time to learn.
Not a beginner character for sure. Like Sim and Chun-Li, they're not the characters you'd go to right away if you're trying to learn Street Fighter 5. You might want to go to like Ryu or Necalli or something like that. But
you see really experienced players like Ricky Ortiz and who's great with Chun-Li, and then as you said, Dalsum, Filipino champ. These are these are players who've had have a ton of tournament experience.
Experience. And with those characters, I mean, Ricky's played Chun in Third Strike forever. So and Champ, of course, he's played Sim in all of SF4. So yeah. And her tool set is just amazing. Her pokes are great. But yeah, she has to fight every fight. She doesn't have an invincible reversal until she has meter, and I mean, she's still a Street Fighter character. She's footsie character, so it's like your skill is translated through Chun-Li really, and then your ceiling is really high. So you're allowed that because she's such a great character, but it's still hard and it's still a fight.
She has lower vitality than some of the other casts as well, so you got to be careful. Right now,
that stand strong. Yeah, versus Ryu, this is actually a tough fight for Chun in a sense, just because those point blank fireballs are kind of annoying. Well, not point blank, but more like the mid range fireballs can be. It could turn into a weird mind game, and it can be tough for her to deal with if the Ryu player is very good at throwing them. Ooh, nice right there. And again, mixing up EX is going to make it harder because you might think as Chun-Li, you're like, oh, you could just crouch medium punch through all the under all the fireballs.
Yeah.
But first of all, you can't react to all of them like that because they're pretty fast. And then the other thing is if the Ryu player is smart enough, he'll space it out right where you'll just whiff and you'll get a free sweep punish. So it can be a very tricky mind game to play. And her Kokoken, of course, you're not going to contest with his fireballs really. He's not throwing any fireballs. I mean, he might as well keep one on the screen though.
You mean Belko?
Belko, yeah. He's not using Kokoken at all, which is I mean, the EX one is great and it could clear the screen. So there we go. Her fireball does change once she's in V trigger. It's one of the only neutral changes to her.
I mean, Belko's been really aggressive, and I think it might actually help if he just kind of chilled out a little bit, maybe neutral jump some of the fireballs. And I feel like he hasn't really gone through that phase of filling out his opponent, right? He just wanted to play his game and get in there and do his thing.
He was hitting a lot of buttons.
Yeah. And,
jumping.
Jay Caesar, he said, you know what, I'm just going to play solid and kind of let you come to me, and that, so got him the match there. So
right. And when she is in V-Trigger, so her back fierce actually negates fireballs, so you could use that.
Only in V-Trigger?
Only in V-Trigger, yeah. And her fireball actually, her fireballs, all the max distance they cover is increased to almost full screen. So those are kind of things you got to utilize when you're fighting Ryu is, negate fireballs with your back fierce, throw full screen fireballs, use them as cover. It's a very tricky matchup, and V-Trigger just makes that match a little easier.
Now, this is super funny to me because, you can see him just wanting to go in with Chun-Li. And he said, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna play Mika. I'm just going to
throw hands.
I'm just going to go in. So, but we'll see if he can crack Jay Caesar's defense.
But, I mean, the thing is Mika can't really just go in. Like, she has to
work for it.
She's got to methodically get in there, yeah. All right, jumps over that and gets smacked for that jump. That was a very obvious jump. She can't, okay, so unlike Nash versus these fireballs, she can do her medium punch Peach bomb, her rush attack. So and it goes over. You can almost react at certain ranges to fireballs and punish. So it's going to be something to try.
Oh, that could have been a huge punish. They just went for the throw.
And no parry on that drop kick. Something you got to do as a Ryu player. Ooh, that stiff right was an anti-air. Nope.
Nope. Gosh, both players having a hard time really capitalizing on the other player's mistakes. Nadeshiko helping out. Oh, again, he could have got more there, right?
Which way did she go? Yeah. And he could have gotten more. They both seem like they're unsure about how to approach this matchup. Belko's jumping a lot, and Caesar's not anti-airing it, letting him get away with those drop kicks when he should be parrying them.
I mean, you could see both players are playing a little nervous. I mean, if they're here and they're playing, that they know the punishes. That they put in time with the characters. They're just having a hard time executing on that right now, which is always frustrating as a player. And sometimes that frustration can mount too as things go on, and it just gets worse. But overall, Jay Caesar, I think he's done a great job of keeping his composure through all this. Yep,
using that uppercut right there to stop Mika when she gets in. And again, Belko is jumping a lot, and Caesar's letting him. There we go, finally hitting some buttons to stop that. You go a long way if you just uppercut her.
Yeah, I mean, again, as we were saying in that lower matchup, for a grappler, makes them second guess themselves, in terms of doing another command grab or being so aggressive. And Jay Caesar had a great parry there, and the momentum was really all his, pretty much that entire set. So.
Yeah, Belko just looked like he just wanted to jump in and make something crazy happen.
I mean, you could tell his play was just really anxious, right? He had a hard time just kind of sitting back. I mean, you have 99 seconds. Burn 30 of that, just kind of chilling out.
There's no rush.
Yeah, seeing what the other guy wants to do, and unfortunately he decided again just to try to play his game and not figure out what Jay Caesar's game was, but.
And again, it's those grapplers versus Ryu is very tricky. They do have tools to deal with the fireball fight, but even then, the normals that Ryu has is going to be really hard to deal with. So
he has
tricky fight.
He's super well-rounded character with a ton of great normals, and it's tough if you have to get in. I mean, he can play pretty well at pretty much any range, So he can really just control the pace of the match. So
looks like we're actually going to be having Dogura, Bison player from Japan.
Yeah, I saw him playing in the team tournament yesterday. He was on whose team? Who else was on his team? I'm trying to remember. It was
Boss.
Yeah, Boss and
Kazunoko. Was that
it? Kazunoko? I feel like Kazunoko was on Reikatsu's team. Anyway, whatever. He played Bison really well. To be expected. And it's one of those situations where I find it's really interesting. He was a Bison player in Street Fighter 4, correct? Right.
If I remember right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And so to see a player transition and use that same character in a new game, and I think while I was watching, you still kind of see some of the leftovers from Street Fighter 4.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, he's using a lot of like crouch
that.
Medium kicks and stuff like that, which was a pretty good move for Bison in 4, right?
It's good in this game. It's not. It's not. Like. No CVS 2 crouch medium kick, but, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Really, like Bison's whole tool set in this game is uncomparable to any other Bison, though. He's his own character. And
it's true.
It's really amazing what they did with him in this version.
No, I think he's super cool.
He's awesome.
I really think he's like
really cool.
the best Bison I think CVS2 Bison is up there in terms of like coolest Bison with the coolest like tool set.
I think in terms of power, he's up there with like in CVS2 Bison and CE Bison or whatever up there. But in terms of like a new like Bison that fits his persona and everything.
Yeah, like new take on the character.
Yeah,
right?
like this one really does him justice. And I'm glad he has white hair. Like I don't know, that really is cool to me.
Yeah, man, too much psycho power.
Yeah, it's like it's really just getting to him, you know.
Yeah. So we also have it says Zeo Hawk. I'm not sure if it's Zeo Hawk or Zero Hawk. I'm not too sure. Again. So with so many players here in the tournament, again, it's over 1,000 players. I'm not totally familiar with everybody who's in the building.
I know. I wish I knew everybody and I could tell you a little bit about them and their story and everything. That's one of my biggest regrets, but there's just no way to do that, you know.
Yep.
There really isn't. Unless it's like a small, like 8-man invitational, there's just no way for you to get to know everybody in a tournament. Like you can't know them. So it's kind of one of the crappy things about commentating is you're kind of sitting there being like, all right, this guy who could be his local like hero, is up versus Dogura, but really. Who knows, you know?
Yeah, well, he's gonna pick Ryu. I mean, I guess this is probably a pretty even match, I'd say, for both players. I mean,
sure it is.
Both characters have tools to deal with the other. You know, I think Ryu can take care of Bison's like air options, I think, pretty well. But as you see right there, with
quick reflect.
Yeah, with Bison, he can negate a lot of Ryu's projectiles. So
yeah, it is a mind game right there, though, because you don't know if he's going to reflect or not. So it depends on what the Bison player does. But because you can punish a reflect if you're ready for it, you could jump in on it. So gotta be ready for it.
That's, I was able to convert off that. Maybe I guess the jump in. Yeah, that's huge.
Yep, good damage and good setup after that Psycho Inferno. Good break. Gets swept for his trouble. See what the Ryu's got. Uses that back roundhouse as a meter.
Yeah, you can tell just by the attacks that he's using in the situations. Zeo Hawk, he's definitely he knows what's up with Ryu, and he knows the right buttons. He just hasn't been making necessarily the right decisions and the right ranges. Right, that Doger has just been capitalizing on that big combo.
Yeah, big combo after that crush counter right there. Bison is just like a crush counter machine, you know? I feel like every time I fight a Bison, I'm just like spinning because I'm getting crush countered so much.
But it fits his personality well, big damage. And,
he's a big hitter.
Really vicious attacks.
I think one of the keys to fighting Bison, any character really, is kind of sit back and let him work a little and just don't fall for hitting buttons in spots where he wants you to.
Boom! This goes right in the super to.
Yeah, something interesting I found out about that super yesterday, I'm sure it's common knowledge, but it was new to me, is that the first couple of hits of that before it actually goes into the animation do cause stun gauge.
Yeah, I actually saw that. It was during the team tournaments, I think. I forget who the Bison player was. It might have been Moons. But it stunned him, and then I think it was Moons versus Wolfgrone, I think. And I think Wolfgrone almost came back and beat him after it stunned him because he was like, what? And he was like, what do I even do here? So anyway, it's to second match here.
Yeah, second match. That was all Dogura, the first match. And you could tell he just plays that methodical Bison. Yeah. No reason to hurry. Good crouch fierce right there. There's an anti-air. Always hard to do. You can see a lot of Bisons are, they kind of just let you jump in until they get a V reversal or a really good time crouch fierce, because the crouch fierce is pretty sketch as an anti-air.
With Bison?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
It's
I
hard.
thought it was pretty solid.
It's solid if you could do it, but it's so slow. So you have to really see the jump ahead of time.
Got it.
So you can see right there, like it just wouldn't have been worth going for it right there because you're not ready for the jump.
Yeah, and Zeo Hawk, he's been going for a lot of tick throws, and it just hasn't been working. Dogura has, in his Street Fighter career, has probably seen countless tick throws, so he's really ready for it. And that's it. Yeah. So.
And he's hitting buttons on Wake Up. And if you're gonna hit something on Wake Up, just DP, but. Because he's getting crush countered a lot on Wake Up, and I think he's probably trying to Wake Up jab. And,
get some invincibility on the attack, right? With medium punch, uppercut with Ryu.
I mean, Wake Up jab is powerful in this game, but the reason it is powerful is because usually you're using it versus players who do not have proper timing down. That's why it's powerful, not because it's actually anything there that's powerful. It's just a jab, Yeah. So it's one of those things that's going to be less and less useful as time goes by and people get more accustomed to the game.
Yeah, I think it's actually really similar to, I feel like Virtua Fighter, where in Virtua Fighter, basically a crouching punch kind of will stop a lot of like beginner and intermediate players. Yeah. But as you go on and learn how the different system mechanics, you'll get blown up for doing that too much, and it's the same in this game. I think it's pretty strong early on, but as you said, players who understand the system and they understand the timing of media attacks and stuff like that, players just got to be a lot more careful about.
Yeah, you do.
So.
And then you look at what happens when you're just hitting a jab. You get crush counter for 50%, and they get, what is it, 20% of a V gauge for landing a crush counter. You just start to think, maybe I should put that jab back in my pocket,
Yeah,
so.
it's all about risk reward in fighting games, so.
Yeah, it's definitely about risk reward, and the stuff that stuff that works early on in a game's life, you have to realize, when to stop doing it.
Yeah, there will come a certain point where a lot of people are prepared for it. They have tactics against it. So, but Dogura played really well, and again, I don't think Ziohawk really played terrible or anything. It's just
I just got outclassed.
Outclassed.
Dogura is just a better player today.
Yeah. So up next we have. Looks like K-Brad versus Boost, and again another one of those matchups where pretty familiar with K-Brad, but not too familiar with Boost. So we'll see what he can bring to the table. But
K-Brad's been playing pretty good today, though. So
it's been playing pretty good. It's a new game. It's a huge tournament. So I think it's really.
It's anybody's game, man. Everybody is, and like I said, nobody's confident. I pulled a lot of these top players aside, just to get a vibe, because I wanted some info and some stuff to talk about while I was up here, and just to get a vibe. And not many of them, I would say 90% of them are not confident. They're just kind of we're still learning.
Well, I think if you spend even a few hours playing online, you realize you don't know as much as you wish you did, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
You run into, some guy with some crazy handle. You have no idea who he is, but he's really solid, or maybe plays really crazy. And you just start to realize, hey, I don't know all the punishes. I don't know all the optimal stuff, and and then you get in a setting like this, a real world tournament basically, and you got to kind of look the other guy in the eye, and it gets, the pressure mounts, and you start to second guess some of your punishes and stuff. So I think it's going to be, I think some of the, for some players that typically play pretty solid, I could see them getting a little rattled in certain situations,
especially in this one. Especially in this one when nobody's really gotten their bearings yet. So you're going to see a lot of shaky gameplay, a lot of bad calls, and a lot of stupid moves. That's going to happen, man. That's Street Fighter. It happens, especially early on in a game's life. So,
but I do want to see. I hope to see newer players hashtag rise up in this game, and just like Mr. Crimson, he was a player I wasn't really familiar with, but he ended up winning Cannes Winter Flash, right, as Laura. And I think sometimes if you are new to the game, it can actually benefit you in a lot of ways, because you're looking at it with fresh eyes, and you're not really leaning on previous game knowledge that can kind of hold you back. So hopefully we'll see some new players.
Hopefully, and isn't Capcom also going to be rolling out the tutorials and training and those kind of things in the near future?
In the near future, yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of tools for them at their disposal pretty soon.
Yeah, I was actually, and not spend too much time on this, I was actually checking those out at the office just last week, and the character tutorials are super cool in the game. But anyway, we have again K-Brad and Boost. K-Brad with Cammy, Boost playing Chun-Li. So
yep, and one of the things I've noticed a lot of Cammy players look for is they're going to look for Chun's using Stand Fierce, because a lot of players swear by Chun's Stand Fierce, but I'm telling you, man, that move gets you in more trouble than it's worth, just because it's so easy to blow it up as the other character.
Wow. I'm sorry, which character Stand Fierce?
Chun-Li's Stand Fierce. Oh, okay. And it's great, right? It's a long-range poke. It retracts extremely fast.
Super
cancelable. Yeah. But it's just extremely easy to blow it up. So there you go. See, stand strong, or forward medium punch, I should say, is actually a better choice in most situations. And stand medium kick and crouch fierce kick even. There's a lot of other alternatives. Fierce punch could just get you in trouble a lot. And see, K-Brad is fishing for it right now. See, there you go. He's going for that stand fierce.
And I think you're right. Generally speaking, her forward or back medium punch is great, and I think we should typically be using and mix it up with that standing medium kick. But I think once she's locked and loaded with full V trigger and full super, that's when you're going to start seeing Chun-Li use that stand fierce a little bit.
Right, yeah. I would prefer, until that happens, though, you use crouch medium kick or forward medium punch.
Yeah.
And there you go, what you were talking about. He goes ahead and activates off a stand fierce, which is the smart thing to do. That's the way you should be using it. And now again, her fireballs are buffed. All the moves hit 3 times. She gets knockdowns off mediums and pierces and Xaniers.
Yeah, Boost
extended combos.
He's looking a lot more comfortable this time around.
Definitely.
Oh, and that's it. Yeah.
All right, first one. There was some life there by Boost, though.
Yep.
So first one goes to K-Brad, but I'm actually really interested to see how this one plays out. A lot, I said this yesterday. A lot of Chun-Li players are going to tell you Cammy beats Chun. Cammy beats. They're just going to say. I mean, well, I don't know, but Personally, I don't think she does. I just think you have to take a different approach to it, and you have to be really weary of and mindful of Cammy's jump-ins. And it's just a different way of fighting characters that you don't normally do versus most of the other casts. So we'll see, though. Time will tell. Right now, K-Brad, he's got all the pressure. Nice V-skill right there. Baits the throw, gets a huge punish. Almost got him stunned. One more hit. Oh, that was a good V-reversal, though, but K-Brad was on that.
It's looking pretty similar to that first round of the first match.
Man, you know, K-Brad's done this twice, actually, now that I think about it. He's done some really smart stuff I'll talk about after this match, but in the meantime, yeah, he's pretty close to the kill here.
And Boost just trying to slow things down a little bit, look for an opening.
There you go. You see he's range finding with that crouching medium kick and crouching fierce kick. A little better. Ooh, good reaction by K-Brad. All right, see, there you go. Got to deal with those dive kicks any way you can.
Yep. Any
way you can. Do not let them land. Air throw is really good. V skill is actually really good versus them too. Ooh, crush counter, no activate. Actually, you can't really get much off of activate, but still. All right, back to neutral. There it is. Goes for the overhead reset. Yep, that was a smart reset. All you would have gotten was a light kick legs in that position. It's the only fast move he had that he could have comboed after it, but K-Brad goes ahead and takes that one. It's been 3 rounds straight for K-Brad. He's already muscling to the corner. Yep, here it is. Pretty obvious reversal, yeah.
Yeah, and that is a invisible reversal, so you get that crush counter to block it.
It's extremely good too. I mean, it is charged, so it's bad in that sense, but the fact that it's charged is actually one of the benefits in some weird scenarios. The fact that you don't have to hold a specific direction and you don't know where, if you're getting mixed up in which direction, you could just do it. You know? So it is good in that sense.
So yeah, Boost is going to need something pretty special here to bring it back.
Yeah.
K-Brad is
not looking too good.
Yeah. And again, another one of those instances where you can definitely tell he's put in time with Chun-Li. He's just
I mean, I haven't seen an instant air legs at all out of this guy.
Well,
though.
That's true. That is true.
His ground game looks solid though. I mean, he looked like he was, you know, he knows how to play the character. K-Brad is not.
He's like, I'm not going to give you anything.
So safe. Yeah. A little too safe. You just super something.
But yeah, I guess you're right. He actually is playing more of a traditional Chun-Li. He's not using more of the Street Fighter V specific advantages he has, like it's air legs. So
instant
it's
air
true.
Legs, so good. Instant stomps into air legs is also really good too. We're not seeing a lot of that.
But don't worry, we'll see plenty of that this weekend, I'm sure.
Yeah, man. You better believe it. One thing I do want to bring up that K-Brad was doing, so kind of the mind game that's going to be playing out is, let's say you do have a character really high on stun, they're cornered, and you're thinking to yourself, I just need to touch him, and he's stunned. Well, now there's going to be that mind game. You should be thinking to yourself, okay, he's going to be looking for a way to V-reversal out of here, so what I'm going to be doing is like crouch jab throw. Because he's going to V-reversal the crouch jab, and then I'm going to throw it. Or you do like empty jump crouch short, because they're going to be looking to V-reversal the jump in, and then you're already on their toes.
Yeah,
so.
He did that
twice. So he's done that empty jump when he had somebody almost stunned. Then he did the crouch jab throw. So he's really thinking ahead. Yeah. You know, he's really kind of already putting the pieces together here.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
And also just sort of a tip, you got to be careful doing V-reversal against jump-ins too, because a lot of times you can they'll recover and they can throw you when they land.
Right, it's easier to react to that too, because you could just see it and be like, okay, I could just grab that, or I could just DP out of that. So yeah, true that. And I think we do have an ad coming up here that we're gonna go ahead. NorCal Regionals 2016, of course, the next on the Pro Tour that is next week. Yeah,
this is a premier tournament too, so the winner will get a slot into Capcom Cup, just like Final Round. So it's next weekend. Again, year after year, it seems like we always get these really special moments from NorCal Regionals, whether it's Daigo versus Filipino champ or BJN Chain versus Vaughn Chan. It's just something special about NCR that I don't know. Anyway, tune in. We'll see what happens this year. I'm sure it's going to be crazy. So, and so we have Derek Legend versus. Eek is his name? Okay, Eek versus Derek Legend.
All right. I've heard that name, Derek Legend, before, but...
I want to say he was a Bison player in Street Fighter 4. I think he played a lot of Street Fighter Cross Tekken as well. But no, I've seen him around a ton of events. He's been playing fighting games for quite some time, so not too familiar with... is it Eagle or Eek?
Eek. It's right down there, man.
It's Eek? Oh, okay.
like Eek the cat.
See, okay. I was looking at another screen. Sorry. Yeah, so not too familiar with Eek, but let's see what happens. Yeah, another Cammy.
Another Cammy, man. Yeah, another Cammy. How about a Ken? There we go.
Yeah.
Man, give me something. Give me a Mika.
Oh, we're just doing a button check.
Where's the fangs at?
Yeah, I know. Where are the fangs?
Give me a fang.
I actually, now they're doing a button check. To talk about Fang a little bit, I actually am interested in seeing if we do see any really good Fang players. I think there's been a lot of talk that he's, maybe not very good or sort of, bottom tier. But I also, I don't want to make that call yet, right? I want to see what, some players can do with him. He's just a new type of character, I think, that players need time to wrap their head around.
I mean, I talked to Shan about that.
Yeah.
He plays a Fang, but he's not too confident in his Fang, so he might be just going to Nash. But here we go. This looks like an interesting match right here. Sim versus Laura.
Yeah, this could be tough for Laura, I think. I mean, she definitely has to get in. Obviously, it can be tough to kind of pin down Sim and do what you want. But at the same time, she can crush kind of those limbs with a standing roundhouse. When she has EX meters, she can blow through them with EX bolt, right? So,
yeah, it's going to be a swingy match in the sense that you may see Sim dominating 90% of it, and then Laura gets in and ends the match.
That's how it's going to go. So.
Yeah, standing medium kick by Sim, that's probably one of his best pokes. If you're a new Sim player, lean on that button. Just use that. So you'll go far.
He didn't punish the teleport there, and Eek, has been. You can punish, if you see him teleporting, you can just hit like standing jab, standing medium punch, and it'll hit him out of it. If he
out of an air teleport?
Yeah,
yes,
teleport.
Correct. That is right. You can even hit Fierces, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't want to commit that much to a Fierce. A lot of times you just want to hit the jab or, just to get the mix-up situation and, kind of reset things. But
right, so that's the situation I was talking about. If he would have hit that shoulder, you actually get a trade combo.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
It's specific for Sim because his EX Fireball doesn't knock down. So you actually get this crazy, trade setup on there, which is pretty neat. It's good to know as a Laura player because, Sim, you look for anything you can get.
Anything, right?
All right, going in, that standing Fierce is a low, and it hits about, half screen distance. Nice crouching medium punch. Wow, he's like he knew he was going to jump.
Yeah, he's got some pretty solid reads, and Eek is looking super comfortable here.
Yeah, he's looking really strong.
Yeah, oh my gosh, Derek Legend just having a hard time even getting anything going. I can't even tell if he knows like all the Laura setups and all the crazy stuff. Good EX bolt to get through.
There we go. Now's the time to find out.
Yeah, sliver of life and just eats a few jabs.
That wake up jab.
Not in his head saying, yeah. That's how it goes sometimes.
Getting hit by wake up jab is just the worst.
Yeah.
It's just the worst because really it's just like you didn't time what you wanted to do right.
Yeah.
Like you can't blame anybody but yourself. You can't even call it scrubby because you're just like, I deserve that because I didn't even do what I wanted to do right, All right, so yeah, Laura didn't even get a chance to shine. Hopefully he got some info though. It looked like he was playing pretty safe. Like, here we go. So he's playing pretty safe, and then he kind of just got into that mode, that Laura mode where he's like, must go fast.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't work out.
Yeah, we'll see if he makes something happen. I mean, he's definitely had some openings. He just hasn't really capitalized on them that well, I think.
And that could be really frustrating. That's actually really frustrating as a Chun player, so I can imagine it's frustrating for Laura is when Sim does his V skill at like that medium height range and just kind of hovers above your head. It's really hard to actually hit him.
Yeah, by the time you figure out what to do, he's already on the ground or
teleporting.
Yeah,
it's really crazy.
Oh,
nice punish on the teleport.
Even a lot more, but I guess he just wasn't ready for it. Using the V reversal to get over the breathing room.
Yeah, that was a great V reversal. That's exactly how you should use it. Oh, big damage here. No, he's not capitalizing properly.
Yeah, he's just not feeling confident, I think. When you're confident, I think your brain recognizes when moves are hitting a little better, more so than when you're kind of anxious like that. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely playing a little anxious, a little nervous.
So, still makes something happen here. You just got to be really careful.
Okay, random activate.
Probably want a little more speed. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking you probably want a little more speed, hopefully get in a little quicker, but
you should activate it earlier then. Yeah. You might get two of them in a fight like this.
That's true.
The way Sim deals damage. Sim deals a lot of gray life damage, but if you're not getting mixed up by him, you're not going to be taking like huge chunks of damage. You just be getting like standing medium kicks and fierces here and there. Of course, Sim can do huge damage, though.
All right, here we go. So hitting the VX Bolt and gets a crush counter. He wasn't able to follow up with a few different things after that, but back in the corner.
Just wake up buttons and it worked.
He looks like he's at least playing a little more loose now. And
the ace trapped in the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been going back and forth. This is kind of a slugfest at this moment. Here we go.
Nice,
Finish
there
that
you
combo.
go.
Finish that combo.
That's what we want to see.
All right, good mix-up.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't kill, though. Sim's got it.
Tough.
Nice. Just do it.
I don't think he's used that once this entire match.
No,
so
that's
he
a good time to
deserves
use it, yeah. That is her only overhead, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sim is just floating around. Yep, just making it annoying for Derek Legend. Oh, man, the punish. Nice on the double gale right there. AR plus
Wow.
and very hard to reversal. Some characters can't even reversal it, so yeah. You can see how it hits like behind their neck when he does that instant air gale.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very sneaky.
Pretty dominating performance, I think, from Eek. Derek Legend, he just had a hard time kind of getting his game plan going, which to his credit, versus Dawson is going to be pretty tough to begin with.
It's going to be very tough.
But
yeah.
there were a few mistakes. He wasn't punishing the teleports and things like that. So he had his chances, didn't really work out for him. But yeah, great series of matches so far this tournament. K-Brad, Haitani, we've seen some phenomenal play and just getting started. So
I know, 1,000 people, man. Like the list of good players here is a laundry list. It's just that hits the floor, so it's crazy. I'm really excited. And like I said yesterday, I feel like this tournament's going to answer a lot of questions people have about characters and players and whatnot, and give us a new kind of starting point to kind of have conversations about this game. So I've just been really excited in general about it. So yeah. All right, so actually we're going to hit a break. What time is it? So I think me and Hans, we're going to be done for this block.
Yeah, I think we're off for a little bit. Who do you have next? Like Mike Ross? I think Mike Ross and Ski are going to be up next, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys.
Yep.